Okay, so one of your homework assignments, maybe I should call them homework, lab assignments at home. One of your lab assignments at home is going to be making 4 different expressions of the face, which means you're going to be producing 4 separate clay faces. When you come to the face-to-face lab, I will issue you this, what I call a sub-assembly, or the sock. It's basically a nylon with a vermiculite, a soil aggregate in it, to make it flexible and the right shape for making the rough out for the face you're going to work on. So you'll also be issued a 12-inch board. I'm going to cut some strips of wood to making a slab easy. You'll need your wire. I call this a garrote so that it's not confused with other wire tools. A fettling knife. All of these tools are in your sculpture kit. Fettling knife. This one, the only word I have for this tool is the popsicle stick, because it looks like a popsicle stick. The wire loop tool you'll use in this assignment, and the eye tool, the eye modeling tool. So, and then of course, the simplest way to make a slab is right off of your 25-pound bag of sculpture clay. So I'm going to start by making a slab for this, and then I'm going to put it on the sock. So let's begin. So you'll take your 2 pieces of wood, same thickness, situate them parallel to the bag of clay. You're going to use the garrote, like to pull taut like this. And then you just draw the wire through like you would if you were using a cheese cutter. The boards regulate the thickness. Now, that just happens to be the right size for the next step. So I'm going to position the sock in the middle of your 12-inch board. Lay that down on there, like that. Okay, so I call this a rough out because the subassembly, or the sock, does the shaping of the face job from the very start. And the great thing about that sock is that you can leave this clay on there even as it dries, it shrinks. So the sock shrinks down with it. So that's why we're using the vermiculite sock. Okay, so part of the process, you'll be given a handout that shows a diagram of where features are located on the face to help you with this assignment. So to begin, I do horizontal and vertical key lines on the piece. So a horizontal key line, notice it's exactly halfway. If you measure from the top of the head and from the bottom of the head, it should be exactly in the middle. You'll also want to put a vertical key line in it too. And this is all in the interest of getting the features located in the sort of universal location. Now, to get started, I'm going to add just a little bit of clay to the chin, because I know I'm going to need it. And I want to put it on there in a kind of a dome shape, like chins have. And then, the next thing I'm going to do is put the brow, let me get I'm going to add one tool to our process. You're going to want your large modeling tool for this also. So my next step, after I apply a little bit of clay for the chin, I'm going to create a brow using a kind of rocking action. Notice I'm rocking it this way to get a curvature like this. And notice that the edge lands right on that horizontal key line, like that. That gives us the start of a brow. And then I'm going to use my large modeling tool to create a kind of down plane or a up plane for the cheeks, like this. So this is the down plane for the brow and the up plane for the cheeks. Notice how much larger an area the up plane of the cheeks are. I'm going to restore my key line so I can keep track of what I'm doing. And now I'm going to make a placeholder for the nose. Now, most people, when they do this first time, put way too much clay on for the nose. So I'm going to invite you to use some restraint when you make this shape, and keep it simple. It's just this conical shape that goes here. Notice how the top of it goes right up onto the forehead. And don't worry about whether it can stick or not. This clay is so fresh right out of the bag that it'll probably stick to itself. Okay, so we started out with dividing the face in half at the horizontal axis and half the other way at the vertical axis. Now we're going to divide it into thirds too. So to do that, I need to add just a little bit of clay up here to the forehead so that I have what would resemble a hairline. I'm going to do that first. Notice how I'm using this tool, this modeling tool. It's a kind of rocking and shoving action that enables you to push the clay where you need it. Okay, now that I've got this formed, I have what looks like a hairline. So what we're doing is we're going to divide this into thirds. The first third is from the hairline to the brow. The second third is from the brow to the bottom of the nose, and the third divide is from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. So these are all measured equally. Which reminds me, one handy tool to have to do that is your caliper. So you could use this since you're doing it for the first time. Sometimes measuring helps. Most sculptors train their eye to be able to recognize proportions over time. Okay, next, I'll take my popsicle stick and I'm going to create what I call a conical key line along the, let's see, it starts up here at the narrow part of the nose, goes down to the dome of the nose, the corner of the mouth, and ends where the chin stops and the jaw starts on both sides. And then I'm going to use my popsicle stick in another rocking and shoving action to push the cheek back away from the top lip and the chin. Now we're going to divide this in thirds again. So the parting line of the mouth is a third of the way down from the bottom of the nose and the top of the dome of the chin. Most people, beginners, make the mouth parting line way to halfway, and it's actually not halfway, it's a third of the way, like this. And now I'm going to use my popsicle stick to open up and create a wedge that will create more dimension for the mouth, like this. And then I'm going to flip the tool around to the spoon side to create that philtrum shape, like that. And then we're going to start seeing what resembles lips. Now I'm going to produce a completely separate video for creating the expression on this project in the next video. This is basically just the process of organizing the face into its working parts, the features of the face that you're going to be altering to create a dramatic expression.